Will AI replace coaches? That is the infamous question that everybody is asking. And I get it. I get it. I get it. AI can do a lot of stuff. You can tell it what you're struggling with, and within seconds, it gives you an actual plan. You can give it questions to think about. It can help you set goals. It can help you create a routine. It can help you organize your thoughts. It can help you figure out what your next step should be. So, I understand why some coaches are wondering, will we be replaced by AI? If people can get all of that from AI, why would someone still need a coach? Here's what I believe to be true: AI will not replace great coaches. Let me say that again. AI will not replace great coaches. And I'm in this video, I'm going to show you what the difference between a regular coach is and a great impactful coach. The reason why I say this is because many coaches are mainly just giving information because information is so easy to get now. Your client can search it on Google. Your client can, or your prospect, they can watch a YouTube video. They can read about it in a book. They can search AI. So now what you do is not as needed as it once was. Here's the real question: why do people still struggle when they already have so much information? Most people aren't completely confused about what they actually should be doing. For example, the person who wants to lose weight and improve their health, they already know what they need to do. They know they need to eat less and work out more. That's not a mystery. Somebody who wants a new career, they already know that they need to update their resume. They know they need to network, market. They know they need to make connections. They know that they need to start applying for jobs. Or the person who wants to be in a better relationship, they already know that it starts with a communication. They already know that there's a conversation that they've likely been putting off. People already have the answer. That's not the conversation we're having here. They just haven't been able to turn that answer into real change. And this is what I call the insight plateau. Insight plateau is what happens when a person keeps learning, they keep thinking, they keep reading, they keep watching, they keep just gathering more information, and their behavior stays exactly the same. This is the information gatherer. They know all the stuff. They can quote it back to you. They can even explain the problem really well, the solution really well, but understanding the problem hasn't helped them yet. They're still in the same place. You probably have some clients right now that you've told them the same thing over and over and over, but they're still in the same place. And it's like, oh my gosh, what else can I do to help this client? Here it is. This is important because as coaches, we can make the mistake of giving people more information than we give them insight, and information is not what's needed anymore. We can be the coach to recommend another book, another strategy, offer one more way to think about it. Meanwhile, the client already knows enough. What we do to not get replaced by AI is to move what you do into helping them see their patterns and look at it from a different angle. Let me give you an example. Let's say your client wants to leave their job that they've outgrown, and they've already used AI to update their resume. They've already researched different careers. They've looked at job openings. They have a list of companies. They've looked up on LinkedIn and got the person that they should contact. Like, they have an entire full plan. But every time a real opportunity comes up that they should apply for, they find a reason not to do it. They say the timing isn't right. Well, it's not in my salary range, but it really is. The salary could be better. Or, I was just going to go over here and get this certification. I'm just going to wait till things calm down a little bit. At this point, it's not another plan that is going to help that type of client. What helps that type of client? AI can't do that. That type of client has already showed that they can make a plan. They've already showed that they can read the book, they can go and do the thing. What that client needs is for you to be able to read their patterns and what they are doing. Okay. This is where AI can't take your place. This is where you as a coach begin to see through what the client is telling you. AI can't see through what they're telling you. AI can't read the body language. When you're able to do this, this is what I call pattern fluency. I have a behavioral intelligence pattern library of 100 different patterns that the human race does. Okay, no matter what kind of coach you are, the human race does these specific patterns. So in pattern fluency is what you're going to need as a coach. It is basically the ability to recognize and respond to patterns as they're happening in your client. You are able to discern the in between of what they're not saying to you, and coupled with the body language and picking cotton off their shirt that's not there and biting their bottom lip. AI can't do that. AI cannot do that. You notice the client's words, and you notice that their words don't match what they just said last week. You remember, like 2 weeks ago, I recognize the same behavior showing up that I see today. And you can tell when the client genuinely needs a new strategy and when they're asking for another strategy has become a delay in their decision. That is a skill set that AI is not going to be able to determine. Because remember, it can only output what you input. So a person is only going to input what they want AI to know. But the skill I'm talking about with really seeing their patterns, coupled with their body language, coupled with the last meeting and the meeting before that, and the things that they do and the story they're telling themselves, that is a skill set in pattern fluency. AI is good. I use it. We all use it, but it may be able to give them a list of thoughtful questions. It can, but a skilled coach knows which of those questions matter in this moment. They know when to challenge the client. You, as the coach, that's not being replaced by AI. You need to know when to challenge that client. You need to know when to slow down. You need to know when they're getting flustered when they talk. AI can't pick that up. You need to know when the client needs a practical next step or when you need to go in deeper with them and put on your listening ears and make some different judgments. That is a skill set. It takes the ability to understand a real person in the context of their actual life. And this is why I believe AI is going to raise the standards for the types of coaches that are out there. We can't measure our value by how much information we give. There's information already out there. We can't measure by that anymore. That puts us in competition. We probably won't win because AI is endless. As long as you keep feeding it water, it's endless. AI can produce more information than any of us. Our value as coaches is in how well we begin to truly, truly, truly understand people at a deep level. So ask yourself, can you recognize when your client has reached the insight plateau? They don't need more information. Can you hear the patterns that they have while they're still explaining the problem? Do you have that skill set? Can you help them see the choices they keep making over and over again and the results that it keeps getting them or keeping them from over and over again? Can you help them move from knowing what to do to actually doing it? That's where real impactful transformational coach lies. And like I said, I am not against AI. I use it myself. It can be a great tool, but it is not that skill set and it's not going to be able to discern. AI doesn't discern. It can help you prepare, brainstorm, organize information, think through different options, all the things. But a tool and a coaching relationship do different things. And your client might not need just another answer. They need somebody who can help them understand why all the answers they already have hasn't changed their situation yet. So, will AI replace you as a coach? I don't believe so, as long as you learn the skill set. I think it will make a difference between information, coaches that are given information, and coaches who learn a skill set of really discerning and reading the patterns that their clients are going through. The coaches who continue to stand out, you guys, will be the ones who know how to listen, ones who know how to recognize patterns, and the ones who can create real change in a life or business of someone. So don't try to compete with AI by giving your clients more and more information. Work on your pattern fluency, learn how to recognize when they don't need more insights. Become the kind of coach who can help your client cross the gap between understanding something and finally leaning in and living it. That is where your true value lies. So listen, if you're a coach and you're working to launch, grow, or scale your coaching business, I'd love to invite you to my Impactful and Pay Coach workshop. The link is in the description. And of course, subscribe to my channel because we're going to keep talking about your coaching skill, human behavior, client enrollment, and patterns that affect real transformation. I'll see you in the next video.